everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly OSRS update video. I know it's been a little bit, there's a bank holiday, and then I took a couple weeks for a mental health of my own. However, now we have this week's update, though, which is the Giants Foundry. If you are excited for this one, it is finally here. There was one issue in hotfix, which was they were seeing some reports of players being able to collect runite bars from the blast furnace, and this has been fixed. So it's all good and dandy. Up first, though, we have the Sleeping Giants quest. So you'll need to be able to do this. To start the quest, head to the Giant Plateau east of Al-Kharid near the Sithrid Abbey. The requirements are 15 smithing. And rewards are access to the Giants Foundry, 6k smithing XP, 1 quest point. Which might not seem like much, but just wait. There's much more. So, there's a whole bunch of stuff to come with it. It says here you'll be able to work on Kovacs commissions, picking out a perfect sword design, choosing your appropriate level of metal to work with, and smithing the blade with a variety of tools. Each commission will come with 2 customer requests. For example, they might want a sword that's narrow and spiked. So, you'll need to pick the mold from Kovacs' extensive mold library. This closer match. The higher the quality sword, the better it'll be. Obviously, so choose the best one possible. There's a big stone bucket chained over the river lava. It'll accept bronze, iron, steel, myth, addy, rune, or any other metal item you want to recycle. So it's a way to get rid of all unwanted items, essentially, kind of type deal. A giant sword requires 28 bars worth of metal, so keep that in mind. Which is conveniently the exact same amount the Crucible can hold. So it takes a lot, but it's going to be worth it. Kovac also believes that the swords made of alloy, a mixture of 2 or more different metals, will be better. So something to bear in mind. Here's a little image of the different types of things going on. You got your broad, light, spike, but then there's also a narrow, heavy, flat. A narrow, heavy, spiked, and a narrow, heavy, flat. There's different types. I'm kind of curious to see how this could develop over time. There is a refinement process that you get to go through. So you get to trip the hammer. Requires hot sword. So this is a tool used to hammer out the imperfections of the blade. A grindstone, which swords must be medium temperature to allow this grindstone to grind out the edges of the sword and make it smooth. Polishing wheel. So this is to get the sword to a cold temperature to use the tool, which cleans up the blade and gives it a shiny polish. Lava pool. Dip your sword into the lava to heat it up, ensuring it is hot enough to use particular tools. And waterfall, which is use the crashing waves of the waterfall to cool your sword down in order to use certain tools. So when you're shaping it, it's going to be a lot of the lava pool and trip hammer. And then you got to cool it a little bit, so you want to make sure you go to waterfall grindstone, and you got to really cool it down. So you'll do waterfall polish it wheel. Quite a bit of work to it, but so an example of the refinement process is decrease the initial temperature using the waterfall. Using the preform is cool enough to try to trip hammer. Cool the preform again to just below the yellow temperature again, then we'll work it with a grindstone. Repeat steps 1 and 2 until the sword is almost complete. Cool the preform to the green temperature, then use a polishing wheel to finish off the job. So as you can see here, done. And then you can hand it to Kovac and complete the commission. If you manage to get 100% without ruining the sword, you can hand it over to Kovac, who will award you a juicy XP and Foundry reputation. So this is a lot like the Sword Artisan for RS3, but not quite at the same time. It's just how that part works. Experience, so the experience rates quite a bit. So here's a refresher. The lowest alloy tier is swords per hour is 20. So you're not going to be making a lot of swords Average XP per sword is about 2,400. Average XP per hour is about 48,000. Average GP per XP is 0.2, not profitable. Low is 17 swords, 5k XP per sword, 85k per hour, 0.3 for the GP/XP. Profitable, yes. Medium 15, but 9k XP per sword, 135k about per hour, 0.2, and yes. High is 13 swords per hour, 15k XP per sword, about 195k per hour, 0.5 for GP per XP, not profitable. Highest is 12, but the average sword XP is 23k. The average XP per hour is 276k, and the average GP per XP is 6.6, and this is again a no for profitability. Method is gold at blast furnace, no goldsmith gauntlets, 150k XP per hour. So this is, they're kind of giving you a little bit of a comparison here. Gold at blast furnace with goldsmith's gauntlets is 375,000 XP per hour. These are again estimates, and neither of those were profitable. Steel at blast furnace with the coal bag is about 90k. That is actually profit. Creating 5 bars, Manithral items, 190k to 210k. 3.7 average, which is non-profitable. Creating 5 adamant bars is about 250k to 260k per hour. 1.3, again, not profitable. And creating 3 rune items is 290k to 310k, which is a 0.8, and it is actually profitable. But now here's the nice little bonuses. Here's one thing too, is the Smith's uniform. So each piece of the outfit will give you about 20% chance to reduce your anvil smithing speed by 1 tick, which adds up to 100%. If you run the full outfit, you get 100%. This evens out to a 15 to 20% speed buff while anvil smithing. Each outfit piece equipped also gives 20% chance for extra completion while creating your commissions inside the Foundry, which again raises to 100% chance when wearing the full set. So this is actually, once you get the full set, this is a very, very worthwhile method. You can also combine the Smith's gloves with the ice gloves, giving you the benefits of both. I like that. There's also ore packs. We're used to those. There's some molds. They thought it'd be interesting if you could buy tools to help you improve your swordsmithing process with the Foundry. These extra molds will help with all kinds of commissions and give you a leg up on quality. So that's something to keep in mind. 8 cannonball mold. So it's kind of about overdue. But there's going to be a way to be able to make. It does take 2 steel bars, but it makes 8 cannonballs. So it's a lot less time. There's also the smithing catalyst, which using this unstackable item when creating bars at the furnace will not only have the amount of coal required, but will also double the XP given. However, the catalyst will be consumed when the bar is made, so you'll need plenty of them to go around. But again, you have to actually get it with the, stuff there. Then you have Kovac's Grog, a brew made by Kovac himself. This will give you temporary smithing boost at +4. Keep that in mind. And then we got the Colossal Blade, which requires 60 attack, which has a max hit +2, which is inside of that you got 2 times NPC size. So I don't know what that all means, but anyway. Oh, okay, here it goes. The NPC size will be capped at 5 NPCs that take up a 5x5 space area and above, meaning that you'll be dealing the most damage against bigger enemies. So the bigger the enemy, the more damage you do. So that's what this is all about. That's what that means. A little weird. So at most you could do, what is that, 10, and then your max hit plus 10. That's essentially what that is. But the Colossal Blade staff is attack of slash 98, crush 65, obviously. Magic -4, range defense -1. Melee strength, the bonus is at 100. So, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. There's also a competition details for a weapon design. So the dates and times, the competition begins at 01 BST on June 8th and closes by 23:59 BST on June 20th, so do check that out. 4 finalists will be chosen by the old school team, and the feature will it'll be featured in the poll in July. So submissions, complete the weapon design competition. There is a link in here. Your design in one of the following formats: JPG, PNG, GIF, MP4. Your RSN, so your RuneScape username, your country of residence. The winner will receive 12-month membership, and 3 finalists receiving 3 months membership each. So enter your submissions. Do check it out. There is more yet, guys. Other changes. So now for the week's other changes. So pressing space to smith or craft the last item again will no longer also add a space to the chat. Reduce the time required to make the Guardians of the Rift Guardians into Guardians of the Rift, sorry. In addition, multiple Guardians can now be made from the same pile. Minor additional laboratories have now been added to the world map. Group storage will now be locked during the 30-minute timer before the game reboots. The Draenor multi-way combat area now covers the path and teleport arrival point. Player-owned house lock settings will now be remembered across logins. Players may now use spare farmer's outfit pieces on Agricola for a 80% refund, in line with the other reward shops. And animation is now played every time your Abyssal Lantern gives you a benefit, with the exception of the Redwood's Rune Pouch degrading prevention effect. The in-game GIM boss bash info has been corrected to reflect Volcano gives 3 tickets rather than 2. Fixed typos in the Guardians of the Rift chat. And also for group Iron Man notifications, the wording of the level up broadcast has been changed to player name has reached skill level blank. Enabling the post 99 level XP broadcast sets the amount to 1 million by default. PKing a player as a GIM now also tracks how much the other player lost. The description of for the PK broadcast value setting now correctly refers to coins. And we also have the PvP World ROTA, which has moved to Period A, 539 US PvP World, 548 Germany High Risk PvP World, 577 US Free to Play PvP, 559 UK LMS Competitive World, 390 AUS for LMS Competitive has been activated with this ROTA. Merch, we got some cool new merch, including some key rings and some pins, so do go and check those out. And don't forget, RuneScape Kingdoms is currently going on the Kickstarter, and there's only 48 hours left to back the game and get your Kickstarter exclusive goodies. I know I did. I went all the way up to the main deluxe pledge. It was like $200, but it's going to be worth it. Because you get you get everything essentially that way. I'm going to be showing this off a little bit, at least whenever I get it. But that is it for this week's. That is it for this week's, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, later, guys. Man, I can't talk.